Right, good morning everyone. It's Ed here. Hopefully you all know me. You may not have met my friend Josh before. We're very lucky. You really guys want to watch this video. This is big important stuff for anybody looking to get better at attraction and abundance. We're very lucky because Josh has just been here with me for 5 days on a training course. Josh has done a lot of training with me in the past, and he really is a master of transformation and helping people change, very much using energy and a whole lot of other stuff we're going to talk about. But Josh is, as well as being a friend and a colleague of mine, he really is like this superhero that just walks into the room, and when he walks into the room you know he's there, and things start changing straight away. And I'm not kidding with that, it's true. Now what I want you to think about in this video, everyone, we're going to be talking about finding your way. You know, how you follow your passion, follow your bliss, and find your true way in life. Okay, and Josh has got some great stuff to share on this. And if you sometimes feel, you know, you're kind of part of the way there, sometimes you look around and you think, well, you know, life's okay, but you know, if you feel a bit stuck in some way, you're not exactly where you want to be in life. It's not as difficult as you may think to actually get yourself back on track. So what I want you to do before I introduce Josh is to just think to yourself, please, what is an area of your life in which you see yourself as either a bit stuck or constrained or unfulfilled? You know, it's not exactly how you want it to be, and I just want you to kind of picture where you are in that situation, and really think about what would it be like if you could break free. What would it be like if you really could get yourself back onto your true path, back to the exact place where you need to be in life, and how wonderful that would feel. And without further to say, I'm going to introduce Josh. Hi, Josh.
Thank you, Ed. Thank you for that lovely introduction.
Do you want to quickly tell the guys a wee bit about your background and your story, where
Sure.
you've come from, just so they can kind of get up to speed with that?
Yep, sure, Ed. Thank you. Okay, so my name's Josh, and again, thanks to Ed for a lovely introduction. Like Ed said, I've done a lot of training with him in the past. I really resonate with Ed's teaching style, and have had a lot of benefits personally and professionally from his skills and expertise. So, yeah, a little bit about myself. Ex-military, joined the New Zealand Army very young, 17, full of fire, and off I went and had an amazing time in the military. It was kind of a hand-to-glove kind of environment for me. I felt very at ease with all the different pressures and stresses of the military, and that was kind of observed by my superiors, and they picked out a bit of a pipeline for me, and in relatively short order I found myself in this reconnaissance platoon. So the reconnaissance guys are the eyes and ears of the battalion commander. They go out ahead of the main body of troops and find information. If the battalion commander wants to know if a certain bridge can support his tanks, then he sends us out there to make an estimate of the strength of the bridge, or if he can get his troops across the river, he needs to move his battalion across a river. We find a shallow part of the river and mark the route, all that sort of stuff.
Amazing. I'm sorry to stop you, Josh. We'll get straight back into it. It just immediately occurs to me when we talk about patterns, and we talk about source energy and source frequencies, and finding ourselves in that energy that we're supposed to be in. It's really funny, even back in this kind of your military career, you know, we're talking what, 19 years ago or something?
Yes.
Something like that?
That's right.
Yeah, we've talked about this a lot.
Yep.
You were looking after people.
Sure,
You were looking out for them, and keeping them safe. And
yep, that's always been a big passion of mine.
And that just jumped out at me.
Yeah, well said. I love helping people. I love helping people find a direction, and I love serving. So it's always been a big part of my life. Yeah, thanks for pointing that out.
Sorry, it just jumped
out.
Not
at all. No, that's quite right. So 8 years in the military, which culminated in a journey to France to join the French Foreign Legion. Then I was sitting in southern France in a lovely, beautiful town near Marseille called Aubagne. It's their chief recruiting centre. And I'd been there for about 3 weeks, and I'd brought all my paperwork from the New Zealand Army, parachute training, reconnaissance, tracking, all this sort of stuff, and helicopter work, and they were very pleased to have me on board. A lot of their recruits are just general sort of civilians off the street, so they like the ex-soldiers, so things were looking good. And it came to the night before the day of the signing of the 5-year contract. So big decision, a lot of life pressure, you know, life decision, a lot of pressure on that decision, a lot of things riding on it. Definitely 2 paths to choose from: a very strict, disciplined military, or the unknown. So there I was this evening before the day of the big signing of the contract, and thinking, and I remember waking up that morning of the signing of the contract ceremony, and it was very similar to this. It was a beautiful, beautiful morning. No wind,
Yep.
no bird song, no traffic noise, no barking dogs, no nothing. Just a pristine moment. And I've
Beautiful.
since read, actually, people describe that as a moment of God, and it certainly felt like that for me. There was
A moment of God.
a moment of
Beautiful.
God.
Beautiful.
It was a huge decision to make, and I needed to be very clear, and the environment responded to that necessity, and the decision was clear for me that particular journey was over.
Yep.
So I left the French Foreign Legion, and I wandered out into the unknown. I'd created a whole identity, a whole career, a whole set of values around the military sort of lifestyle, and what was I going to do? I had to reinvent myself. So
Yep. Yep.
I set about examining myself and looking at my strengths and weaknesses,
Yep.
and also looking for a deeper sense of meaning in my life. So I ended up journeying to India, and I stayed in India for quite some time and studied with various masters over there, yoga teachers,
Meditation.
lots of meditation.
Yep.
I
Yep.
plugged into a technique called Vipassana. Some of the people watching this might be familiar with that system. They run along the lines of 10 days of silence.
Yeah.
And
A lot of meditation fans watching.
yes,
Yep.
great.
Meditation.
It was such a fundamental part of coming to know myself at a deeper level. Going through my files, my personality files, if you like,
Yep.
and deleting the files where I felt this necessity for combat and battle. I had this sort of urge to go and find those things. So I just worked just slowly, gently over the years, just whittling down the things that I didn't think served me anymore, and strengthening the things that I thought were worth keeping from the military, which is a lot. There's a lot of good things, the discipline and the sort of passion for things, the love of challenge and applying yourself. And so I sort of transferred a lot of those things into the yoga path. I found it was similar in a lot of ways, but of course very different in other ways. So so I spent a lot of time in India, in Australia. Was a monk for 3 years, was a brahmachari for 3 years, so celibate student, did the whole monk thing for 3
Wow.
years, really went
Amazing.
deep. I'm always a fan of full commitment, full immersion. If you're in, then you're all in.
Yep.
And the results will always be better. If you sit on the fence, or if you dip your toe in the water, you don't get the full experience. And
Yep.
and I know my own experience, and also with coaching clients, and I became a personal trainer later on. If you're all in, then things really start moving. And in my experience, I'm sure yours as
Yep.
well, Zed, the universe responds to clarity, and if you send out really clear signals that this is what I want, this is what I feel I need in my life, then my goodness, the universe conspires, and it
Yeah.
really, really starts happening. So that's one thing
You
I
hit
would.
the dream frequency.
That's a good way of putting it. I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah, you do.
I see that now, and you can really take a hold of the direction of your life. You don't have to be just going along with the flow of whatever institutions or social systems or peer groups or whatever. You can actually stand fast in your own truth, and
Yep.
there's power there. There's a lot of strength. We all carry so much more than we think we do.
That's so true. Just stopping for a second, just
Sure.
for a moment, just because you've shared so much there, I think it'd be easy to miss some of those golden nuggets, and it
Right.
is pure gold. Guys, when you're listening to Josh's story there, he talks about a moment of God. Now, for a lot of people, the way to think of that might be a peak experience.
Yes, similar wording.
Exactly,
Yep,
and
yep.
spirit, it's on that spiritual level of things. I've
Absolutely.
asked people to think about where they are now when they're a bit stuck, or they're not they're not getting what they want, they're unfulfilled,
Right.
and then think about what it would feel like to just open the floodgates.
Oh.
What we're really talking about here is energy, just pure energy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and,
And
the moment that you talked about when you created that God moment, that peak experience,
yes.
energy, a field in which all the other things can happen.
Yes.
It's amazing how often people are really good at the technical side of affirmations and
Yep.
how to attract, how to ask, how
Yep.
to receive,
Yep.
how to be in gratitude, all of those
Yes.
things.
Yep.
But it's really on this thinking, logical level,
Exactly.
and the energy's not right.
That's right. It's
When
too
people get-
intellectual.
Yeah, when people
There's-
get the energy right, we're there.
Absolutely, that's so true. There's not enough heart. I think the more you're in your heart and the less out of the rational mind, the more an understanding of energy can be cultivated. I think if you're overthinking and you're intellectualizing too much, there's not enough feeling. I think your feelings are such great navigation tools when you're working with energies. If things don't feel quite right, then reframe or rephrase your affirmations, or try a different approach, look at things differently. emotions are such a great
Yep.
tool to use.
And a lot of our kind of Team Abundance guys out there are maybe going the other way. They're using energy really well. They're very sensitive to energy,
Yep.
very sensitive to the spiritual energy that's all around us.
Yep.
But maybe using it to turn in on themselves, or to
Sure.
worry,
Yep.
or to get unfocused.
That's true.
Helping other people too much,
Yep.
worrying about other people too much,
Yep.
letting negative programming and ideas from the past come in.
Absolutely.
Great energy work in terms of volume of energy,
Sure.
maybe not the right energy.
Exactly. Directing energy is fundamental.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So finding your way, Josh, what's that story you're going to tell us?
Sure,
Because these
okay.
guys are going to love this story.
Okay,
It's
great.
perfect.
So back to the army days. Picture, if you will, we're on a patrol. So the reconnaissance teams, they operate in 4-man teams. So the lead scout, which was me, the first guy. The second guy is the patrol commander, so he's in overall command of the mission. The third guy is usually the radio man, and the last guy is the tail end Charlie. So he spends most of the patrol sort of looking backwards, walking backwards, covering the rear. So me as the front guy, as the lead scout, my arc of responsibility, as they're called, is the front 180 degrees of the line of advance for the patrol. So I'm always constantly scanning this first 180 degrees of the line of advance.
Guarding.
So yes, that's right.
Guarding people.
Yep, there we were, moving along very slowly. The usual pace in the forest in close country was around 100 meters an hour, so very, very slow, really tuned in, really dialed in, listening, feeling, taking in information, really being aware of the terrain and what kind of threats might be happening or where you're heading. So there we are, we're moving along, and we're navigating up the side of a stream, sort of away from the stream, just into the bush, but there's the stream sort of 20 meters away. And we come up against this beautiful waterfall, very, very beautiful place we were working in.
We're all there now.
And there we are. So we're I'm moving along slowly, and I come up against this waterfall, and I can't see a direction. I can't see a clear path for us to get through these house-sized boulders and these big old tree trunks that have fallen over. It's raining, so there's ambient moisture in the air. It's quite misty and not really clear to see. So I'm trying to look for a path through all these big boulders and this nondescript terrain. So I have a little halt. I stop there. I'm just taking a few deep breaths to have a little look around and try and find the direction. And I'll never forget it. My patrol commander comes up behind me, and great guy. I learned so much from this guy. And he comes up right behind me, puts his mouth close to my ear, and he says quietly into my ear, "Find the way," and then moves back to his position just behind me. So that was a really formative little moment
It's
there.
amazing, and in that moment you knew you would find a way.
Yes,
This is the
I
difference,
didn't have
guys.
any doubt.
Yeah, absolutely critical what Josh has just shared, because I've taken that. This is the great thing about abundance and teaching it this way, is there's enough of that to go around.
Yes.
If I take that affirmation myself, find the way, and put it in there.
Yeah.
You told me this ages ago, and I've used this. I've been in situations where I can't work out what to do, and that voice comes in, find the way, and it's not an advice or an instruction, it's an energy of you will find the way.
Yes,
it will
absolutely,
happen.
absolutely.
And I've taken that, but you don't lose any.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
abundance. It's
Yes.
abundance, like cellular growth, and
Yeah.
what do you call it? Fractals.
Fractals, that's right.
It just grows and grows.
Yes.
And so you
Yeah.
guys, listening now
Yeah.
and watching us, you can take that. You
That's
can
right.
put that in there as an energy.
Yes.
Don't intellectualize it, as Josh said. Don't try and make this a clever technical thing. It's just put that energy in your heart of find the way.
You always will. Just trust.
Gonna happen.
Exactly.
It's wonderful, wonderful stuff, and very, very spiritual. The thing for me, if you don't learn to work with energy,
Yeah.
you're not going to get the changes you want.
That's so true.
It's years of frustration.
Yeah.
Your journey that you've talked about today, 20 years, whatever. From
That's
that,
right.
that
That's what it
starting
would
in
be.
the army to
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
in such a different place, and you've
Yeah.
talked about being more authentically
Yes,
yourself.
that's right. Stepping into your space, trusting where you're heading, having not settling for anything less than the true vision of yourself. I've always found that that's very important to not settle, to
My
always
cat's just turned up.
to always try, to always endeavour to seek out the
She's
best
not
things
doing
for
it.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. And we were talking earlier, I don't know if we mentioned it earlier in the video, but the classic example, the woman who's in Hollywood and she's going to be a movie star.
Ah, yes.
She's not a movie star yet,
Yeah.
but she's hanging out working at a cinema.
Yep.
Now energetically that's great, she is with movies, she's
Yes.
in the space,
Yeah.
but by the other token, if it's not truly her way, if she's not really where she wants to be, that's going to be painful.
Yes.
But what it puts us in this situation of conflict where, you know, working in a cinema, if I want to be a film movie star,
Yep.
and you should be the action movie star by the way, you should be jumping off trains and things. No, but seriously, if you want to be a movie star, hanging out in a cinema can actually stop you. I mean, working in a cinema.
Yep.
Because you're satisfying a little bit of that, but you also can potentially be holding yourself back.
Absolutely.
You know, we talked about how once you know your way, once you know who you are, where you want to be,
Yep.
and you feel that you are following your bliss and following your passion, you are on that true path,
Yep.
that's when the blocks appear.
Yes, the old resistance, the old hangovers from past failures or past mistakes. We've all been there. I've been there. I think it's quite normal to feel those things.
Yeah.
Yep.
But what people don't realize, and this is going to be the next video that I'm going to make for you guys, because this is something I want to share so much about energy and transformation. These blocks that we feel, there's just no way forward, and we sabotage ourselves. It's like, oh, why am I getting in my own way? Why does this keep happening?
Same results. Yeah.
Fear and not being able to concentrate or focus on what we need to. Old programming, whatever it is that feels like it's blocking us, feels like all these different things going on.
Yes, the old overwhelm.
And it's not, is it?
No, that's right.
It's one thing.
That's
it's one
so
energy.
true. Absolutely. Yeah.
And when it's fixed, there's another one, but we're further along finding our way.
Further towards clarity.
So we're just constantly releasing these blocks, but rather than getting overwhelmed, the idea is find out what is this energy, what is this block here, you know, in tummy, you know, butterflies in the tummy,
Sure. Yeah.
headaches, worrying.
Yep.
What is this block?
Yeah. What's it trying to tell you?
Which energy is it? Which energy is blocking us?
Yep.
And how do we get back onto that dream frequency, that beautiful, you know, sense of freedom?
Yes.
And a lot of it's just coming to peace with ourselves. And yeah, I really want to talk about this in the next video, because I want to teach you something about removing your own blocks using energy.
Wonderful technique.
And you know all about this. So yeah.
Magic. Absolutely magic.
So this is something for you to look forward to. But in the meantime, watch this video a few times and really work through your own journey and your own situation of where you are, where you want to be, how you want to feel, the true higher level, higher purpose being that you want to become. And you know, Josh has been through that journey.
Never give up.
Yeah, the stuff that you've shared.
Yep.
You know, find the way.
Yes, find a way. There's
Awesome.
always a way. There's always a way. It's just it can be a shift in perception, or even time itself. If you're constructive with the use of time, if you use affirmational programming, there's 90-day cycles you can use. There's all sorts of ways to just gently find your way. Find your way. Process of elimination. There's so many ways. Never give up. Never settle. Keep that vision strong.
Yeah, and you were talking earlier about giving it everything, like fully committed.
Exactly.
A lot of people, I think, that can trigger that feeling of, oh, it's going to be hard work, it's going to take forever.
Yes, it doesn't
can
have
happen
to
in a
be.
second.
Exactly. Absolutely.
The find the way, find your way, find the way affirmation, that was installed in the subconscious in really
That's
powerful
right.
energy.
It was a suggestion. That's
Split
right.
second.
Yes, absolutely.
Split second that can change your life. So please don't think that being fully committed and fully energized means hard work,
No,
difficult,
that's
torture.
right.
No, quite the opposite.
You can frame it in a completely different way, and it can work for you. It should work for you. It shouldn't work against you.
Yeah.
Become your own best friend.
Yeah, so it's all about energy. So once again, if there's one thing you get from this video today, it's understanding you can trust and master the power of energy in your affirmations and in everything that you do, so that your life starts to change. Josh, what would you like to say to people?
In terms of energy, I think it's probably the most fundamental understanding to come to terms with. Everything's energy. Energy underlies everything. So look, develop your own language, your own way of accessing it, your own comfortability with it. You can do anything with it, because everything is energy. There's nothing you can't really, if you can turn your mind to it, then you can do it. So just play with it, enjoy it, make it a fun process instead of a disciplined grind. It should be fun. That's the way to achieve things. Make it enjoyable. I could go on and on. So just that sort of stuff, Ed.
Yep. So thanks again, Josh.
You're most
Thanks
welcome,
for
my friend. Thank you.
coming and helping out and giving everybody on Team Abundance some more ideas, some more things to play with. Yep.
Cool.
And again, in summary, guys, it's all energy. You are energy, we're energy, change is energy.
Yep.
The blocks that we're going to talk about next time, they're just energy.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
That's all it is. Nothing to be afraid of.
Yeah, take that into your consciousness and you're well and truly on the path, and
Fantastic.
find the way.
Excellent. Thanks, Ed. All the best, everyone.